Shalom, shalom. I am back again to deliver another message by way of the Spirit. The name of this one that we're going to be going over today, I rebel against this satanic beast system. It was recorded on 5/22/24. During my time without internet, I had no idea when I was going to have an outlet to get out this message. However, today is 7/16, and it's upon my spirit to bring this one next. Now, there may be a little profanity close to the end of this. I think the F-bomb was dropped maybe once or so. I was talking about, some things that's happening with the wicked against children, okay? And sometimes emphasis is necessary. So, I gotta keep it real, alright? So anyway, just had to get that disclaimer out the way. If you're sensitive to the F-bomb, then you may want to skip this channel, okay? Because I keep it real, bro. And I still use profanity a bit in my life, from time to time for emphasis. I don't cuss people out, but I do use it for emphasis, okay? And I make that well known on my channel. Now, I don't make a habit of using that particular term. You can probably count on, one hand, no more than two hands, the amount of videos that I have with, profanity in it like that, out of the 900 plus videos that's on my channel, okay? But every now and then, I gotta bring it raw, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, this is not going to be no long intro. I don't have any notes or anything like that. I didn't plan what the hell I was going to say. I click start recording and I begin. Okay, that's how it is. It would be live if I was able to go live. My computer won't let me go live because it's in manufacturing status. Okay, my computer is hanging on by a thread. Okay, and it has been for a couple of years now. I've been hanging on by a thread, like hanging on the side of a mountain, the cliff of a mountain, trusting the Most High to sustain me while I continuously do what I've been given to do upon this earth. Alright? And continue to be obedient. Continue to keep my heart pure, my conscience pure, so that way I can trust in the Great Spirit to sustain me. I wouldn't be able to trust in the Great Spirit to sustain me if I knew I was doing wickedness before the eyes of my Maker. Alright? It would be an impossibility. That's why it's impossible to please the Most High without faith. We have to have faith in our Maker. And in order to truly have faith in your Maker, to know that your Maker loves you and your Maker got you, you will have to be in right standing. So, I live what I've been given to speak. I don't care what people want to believe. They can believe whatever the hell they want to believe. They deal in superficiality. But I deal in realness. I deal in authenticity. Now let's go ahead and get into this.
Oh man, I gotta get these thoughts out. If left unchecked, these wicked people won't stop. Now they won't stop. Those who refuse to take others into consideration, how their actions are causing misery and suffering, mass misery and suffering upon the earth. They refuse to take accountability for why the earth is in the state that it's in. Hold on a second. But yeah, if left unchecked, these evil people will never stop. They will never ever stop. That's why there's a time limit. That's why there was a set time limit. You know? And you know, all of this is prophecy. All of this is prophecy. I gotta keep the phone right there, bro. All of this is prophecy. Because, you know, at any time, we could have humbled ourselves and repented and turned from our wicked ways and been obedient to the Most High, and He would have heard from heaven and healed our land, gathered us like a hen gathereth her chickens.
Now, let's go ahead and go over that. I know that I have... the last video that I did yesterday, we went over it, okay? But we gonna go over some things here. Alright, let me go ahead and bring you back over here. And as a matter of fact, I'm gonna take this back just a tad bit. Let's see right here.
All of this is prophecy.
Yep.
Because
alright, all of this is prophecy. Alright? All of this. All of this is biblical prophecy, okay? the people that have control over the earth right now are holy, wicked people, okay? People need to understand this. The earth was given into the hands of the wicked, okay? We've been living under an oppressive ass system that was established by the wicked. Okay? Now, most people are complacent with this. They don't think that they have any power within themselves to overturn this. They are all waiting either on a savior to come and save them, like a rapture, or they're just oblivious. And they just think that all of this is just random and that it has no meaning. Okay? But it most certainly has meaning. And all of this is biblical prophecy. Okay? This was only allotted for a certain amount of time, not for eternity. It's going to overturn in our lifetime. Okay? Their time is up because the children of light is here now. Alright? Which is biblical prophecy. Now, we started this out with this picture here. Alright? You know when this happened. Alright? You know when that took place. This was on national TV. Alright? But people are still oblivious to tyranny. They're oblivious to evil. Okay? They're oblivious. They live in a false ass reality, and they are comfortable and they are complacent with this. This is not reality. Alright? We live in a false ass reality. None of this came from the Great Spirit. We are in a paradigm of evil. Okay? Everything in this reality is the opposite of truth and love and light. Everything is contrary to that of the Great Spirit. There's no morals within this wicked ass system. Morals have went out the window. It's been replaced by immorality and superficiality. Okay? All creation groans and suffers, including the children of light. We're suffering right along with all humanity and all creation. And it caused us to go within ourselves, humbling ourselves before the eyes of our Maker, accepting the reproof via the Spirit of truth, to understand why all creation is groaning and suffering. Apply the living word to our life and live it, even while we are groaning and suffering in this unrighteous reality that has been forced upon us. The waiting is sometimes painful, especially for the children of light, who's been given the eyes to see our entire life, and now have the understanding and the clarity, the prophecies that we're here to freely give via the Spirit of truth. The groaning of the whole creation describes the state of suffering and dissatisfaction with everything that we have today. As a matter of fact, throw by way of the Spirit right quick. There was a video that I was listening to by my brother Morial, and my brother Big Judah just went live. 1 second. I did not plan this, but bruh.
Blog Talk Radio.
That's the assessment. Like now I don't even have to be bothered with you because I don't, on that side of it.
1 second.
So the Gentiles at this stage have lost authority. This is what they're doing. This is why the BRICS is all up out about it now, because they realize that their brother, the Western Gentile, has no more authority. So they like, yo, them fools ain't got no more authority. Shoot, it's time. Let's go. Regulators, mount up. And this is what they do. Everybody. It's the airplane thing, the airplane skit. Back in the day, that movie, the slapstick, the one where everybody had a bat, a chain, a knife, a gun, and they all smacking the woman crying and being delusional. That's what's going on now. Babylon the Great is crying. She's crying. And the BRICS is out here going, yeah, I got you. Another brick in the wall, right? These people got to pay. The nations will be judged. The nations will pay. So, just like I said last week, you ain't got to worry about these reparations. It ain't fine. And I said this a few years ago. They are talking about reparations today because their money ain't worth nothing. Because if their dollar was king, never would they have talked about reparations. Oh, yeah, that's right. I lived through that. They never said anything about reparations other than to dismiss it when the fiat currency was at its strongest. Now that it's on the way out, they talking about, well, we might want to talk about giving you niggas some paper that maybe we can make amends right quick on the slick and still get out with millions. Again, it's always an agenda. This is their MO. That's why it's very difficult to believe these people in any capacity, any capacity. And that doesn't mean that you have to be disrespectful. You can still be respectful. Because, not everybody that is of the European persuasion or the white persuasion is evil. Not everybody of the Negro persuasion or black persuasion is righteous. This is the test. This is the game like Sherlock Holmes. The game is afoot. We have to use discernment. We have to use deductive reasoning, which is common sense. People don't like that. They don't want to use common sense because they want to be able to blame somebody. They want to be able to blame you for something you did or something that they didn't do. And they want to use our scriptures. They want to use our words. They want to use our understanding without giving us our language. Oh, them niggas, they savages. I mean, takes one to know one. Oh, them savages. You know, they out there, they say that they is right. But they're crazy. Okay. I guess we crazy ever since 2019. All hell's been breaking loose. Fools are suddenly died suddenly. Things is, COVID was, if nothing else, we can just take a look over the last 2 years and see the mind of the Gentile. The fear, how it works. I mean, I had to, people were coming at me left and right about taking this poison, and I was like, wait. Why are you trying to think about forcing this upon people? Why? Well, you gotta, you gotta be able to see your parents wait. But this doesn't appear to me to be a black man's judgment. Well, I mean, black people are getting it more than what? Turns out not to be true. That's what I'm saying. None of the stuff that they have ever told us has been true.
None of it.
And we just need only look at COVID to see that. We ain't even got to go as far back to slavery, to 1452. But we could, we should, and we will. But we don't even have to. We can go right to COVID. To watch how they were trying to poison the people in Africa. And Africa was like, oh, whoa, cat. We don't need that over here. How brothers over here, black folks over here, like, whoa, we don't trust you. And they're coming out talking about, listen, you got to trust us. We do. Yeah, the Tuskegee experiment was tough, but you got to trust us now. No, we don't. We ain't got to do nothing. We don't trust you. You are not Gentiles. And this is just straight talk. You are not trustworthy.
Nope. Not at all.
There, I said it. Gentiles, you guys are not trustworthy. So at this stage in the game, there's no reason for us to trust you anymore. I trust my cat, who I know will unconditionally love me if I give her some treats and some kibbles. But you guys, your titles are no longer trusted. Your offices are no longer trusted. Your ideologies are no longer trusted. Your histories are no longer trusted. Your politicians are no longer trusted. Your pastors are no longer trusted. Your educators are no longer trusted. Your officers are no longer trusted.
Your medical industry. All of these things that's been set up in this false ass reality, it is not trusted any longer by the children of light. And not only is it not trusted by us, but we're pulling the wool up off of it. And we're showing the world the true reality that was forced upon all of us. And it's causing us to have a lot of hatred from the public. Those that we're here to help awaken. They want to set themselves as adversaries against us. But praise and worship and adore these wicked ass people. We know we feel deep down inside that something is wrong. Our anxiety and frustration is our inward groaning. Let's get this straight. Poverty exists because of the greedy, not because of the poor. It was not the poor people on welfare who crashed our economy. It was the crooked bankers. It wasn't immigrants who took your job. It was the greedy employers who intentionally hired someone they could underpay for more profit. It wasn't Medicare, Medicaid, or Social Security that bankrupted our country. It was tax cuts for the rich and obscene levels of military spending. Now we can go way further than that and just jump right to the nitty-gritty. That this whole damn system came from colonization. Therefore, the whole damn system is fraudulent, was set up by much bloodshed, raping, robbing, and murdering the indigenous people of this land. And now the remnant has been risen, and we're here now, and we're telling you exactly what has happened. Now you have a choice. Stick with these devils and everything that they taught you to believe because you have accepted the reality that has been presented to us upon our birth into this mortality. I'm trying to explain to you that this is not the true reality. Though it was forced upon us, I realize it. People accept the reality in which they are presented. They tell you this on a Truman Show, on a movie. So we were all presented this illusion. They force us all into the school system, getting us prepared to be a workhorse for their system. This did not come from the Great Spirit. Matter of fact, there was a post this morning, broke my heart. Because I honestly love and respect this person. Alright? This is an elder. Alright? Whom, I looked up to. I learned a lot. Alright? But bruh, this right here, the mentality. Laziness has some people believing they have an unfair life. Period. This life is unfair. And it doesn't make me lazy because I'm aware that this life is unfair and unjust. This is crazy. So it's like strong-armed complacency. You want to force everybody to be complacent with evil. You want to force everybody to be complacent with oppression and tyranny. Saying if you do nothing, you will get nothing. Well, I'm actually doing something. I'm doing something. It's just that I ain't earning money. So that's what they see as a problem. They see me as a problem because what I'm doing is not it's not earning a profitable wage. All right? So money is not involved. I'm not working for money. But they sum me up as if I am working for money because I spend my time doing this. And so they, in their mind, they're like, well, so you expect people to just give you their money. It ain't like that. It's not like that. This is about the heart. This is about compassion, love, and mercy. I am not the one that established an economic system. I am here to spend my time, energy, and effort raising awareness. But they want to twist and turn it all around and make it like I am a charlatan. This is what they do. They demonize the children of light. Those of us who don't care about money. Those of us who literally live what we've been given to speak. They project a false reality. So because I accept love donations, they sum it up as if I'm a leech. Because I'm not earning a profitable wage. But they refuse to see where in the hell this economic system came from. So I commented. I said we were born into a false reality. Let me show you where this economic system came from. I'm trying my best to get people to understand. This did not come from the Great Spirit. This was established by the wicked. Economic slavery requires the people to feed and house themselves. It is one of the most ingenious scams for social manipulation ever created. And at its core, it is an invisible war against the population. Now, I'm not going to read the rest of this because I brung it out yesterday. And I posted it today as well. Let me bring up another Facebook right quick. And I'm gonna be closing out of this because I know I can be laggy. Because I just posted it. This right here. I don't know how else to get people to understand. This did not come from the Great Spirit. This was established by the wicked. Okay? Where are you in this worldwide scheme? Most of us are down here. I'm down here. Okay? I'm not up here. I ain't got no control over what they have done, other than going within myself, seeking my maker. The kingdom is within us. And in order to get to the kingdom, you got to humble yourself like a child. So I did that while I was in here. I'm still in here, an ignorant debt slave. But I'm no longer ignorant because I've been enlightened by the Great Spirit. And I'm down here with the rest of you trying to enlighten you. All while I have to put up with people that I love and respect taking like jabs at me, calling me lazy because I don't want to earn money. I was not put on this earth to pine after money. I was put on this earth to do the will of my Father. And that's what I'm doing. I don't worship the God of money. I don't spend my time, energy, and effort working for money. I'd rather spend my time, energy, and effort working for the hearts of the people. Working to overturn the deception of the people. Walking in my purpose to shatter strong delusions and false realities. I am not here to earn money. So these people feel some type of way about me. But I keep explaining that we were born into a false reality. How were we born into a false reality? This right here. Perpetual slavery. Issued 1452. They gave themselves the authority to steal, to invade, search out, capture, vanquish, and subdue all non-Christians, all enemies of the Antichrist, and reduce us to perpetual slavery. Eventually, they brought about the economic slavery. So now all humanity is under captivity of economic slavery. While the wicked sit back like fat cats. And they hate you. They despise you. They do not care about you. This did not come from the Great Spirit. This came from wicked people. So they claim they possess these islands, lands, harbors, and seas. It was allowed by the Great Spirit for a period of time, not for eternity. They took our lands by force. They took control of all of our resources by force. And they established an unrighteous, unjust system ran by Satan and vessels of dishonor. Okay? This did not come from the Great Spirit. Therefore, we live in a false reality. We were born into a false reality. When we were born into this reality where they force us to go into their schools, all right? They force us to become a work slave for the system. They force their advertisements on us to consume, be a perpetual consumer for their system, to keep their system going. This did not come from the Great Spirit. I don't know how else to get you people to understand this. Why you want to be mad at me that I don't want to be in here like a rat? Work harder, work harder. Happiness is just around the corner. Earn more money. Stay ahead of the race. Fight against your neighbor. That's the opposite of loving your neighbor, the way that you do yourself. This is all about selfishness and greed. This is the opposite of the Great Spirit. But you want to demonize me. Happiness is just around the corner. Buy more things. All about superficiality and materialism. Happiness is just around the corner. Escape from all. So they give you drugs and alcohol. Keep going. You're praised by your peers for having a lot of money, having a nice house, getting married, having children, living the American dream. I don't aspire to do any of that. I aspire to do the will of my Maker upon this earth. And no demon, no devil is going to stop me from fulfilling my spiritual mission upon this earth. Oh, what a disgrace to see the human race in a rat race. My beloved brother, Bob Marley. We were commanded to love one another by the Great Spirit. But many people are complacent in doing the opposite. My heart breaks for the elders and my brothers in this great deception. They don't realize that they're calling good evil and evil good. We've been living in a paradigm. Why? Because of this. It was only allowed for a certain amount of time, not for eternity. This is not sustainable. Money is not eternal. And the United States currency, the money, is nothing more than paper that men decided to put a value upon. So you have placed your trust and faith in men and in a false God. You're chasing after fool's gold. But what are you going to do when it goes up in a puff of smoke? It ain't real. The fruits of the Spirit is real. The fruits of the Spirit in which I bear is real. I'm a doer of the word, not a hearer only, deceiving myself. I am a light worker, and it is a full-time job. If you want to be selfish and stingy, shut up in your heart of compassion against me, you have free agency to do so. But I trust in the Great Spirit to sustain me nonetheless. All of our hearts are being looked at. Understand that. Since the world is always watching us, we light workers must also watch what we do, so that no true accusation may be made against us as ambassadors of the true light. Why you love to hate the lovers upon the earth? Why you want to keep trying to snuff out the light? Why you want to demonize the righteous? You don't never want to look to the wicked. You don't never want to look to these people that came and colonized the land. You can care less about who was here, who the Europeans found when they invaded this land. See, they found my people. They found my forefathers, my ancestors upon these lands. They found my forefathers. My ethnicity in my family is American. So it's my family, my bloodline, that was genocided in this land, mistreated all of this time by the worst of the heathen. With their dumb diverse is still different. And their manifested destiny. See, the wicked manifested their destiny, and they have inflicted much tyranny against the indigenous seed of all the colonized lands. From 1812 to 1860, this era has been called the Age of Manifest Destiny. During this time, the United States expanded to the Pacific Ocean from sea to shining sea, largely defining the borders of the contiguous United States as they are today. 1 second. So you think you can just do away with all of that, because we're just gonna focus on the here and now. Like it doesn't matter what happened in the past. 1798. Acre seized since 1766. Look at all the indigenous Indian homelands that these wicked people literally stole by raping, robbing, and murdering. Okay? In order to establish their wicked ass system. Okay? By 2010, all the acres that were seized since 1776. Look at all of this. Alright? All of our land was stolen, and we have been reclassified as African Americans, blacks, Negroes, coloreds. Okay? They genocided us. You got all of these Europeans that set themselves as Supreme Chief Court Justices of 1924. All right? These are wicked people who set themselves up in authority. And people are complacent with this. But I am not complacent with this. So this is why we're in a paradigm. Alright? This is why we're in a paradigm. I'm showing you why we are in a paradigm. Okay? I'm showing you exactly why we're in a paradigm. New Virginia law to preserve racial integrity. This dude right here reclassified us. Second. Yep. Racial Integrity Act of 1924. Second. This is a letter from my forefathers to this dude right here, Calvin Coolidge. He was the president at the time. 1924. Okay? Racial Integrity Act happened the same year. Keep that in mind. We, the Indians of the Onondaga tribe of the Six Nation Confederacy of New York State, after giving due consideration to the Snyder Bill, which was presented in the U.S. Senate in June 1924, in which Snyder Bill dwells on the subject of the future and, I can't really read that, some late destiny of the Indians as a whole, who now reside on reservations in the state of New York, and who in general and collectively speaking are not in any way capable of taking up the responsibilities of citizenship, such as which the aforementioned Snyder Bill is designed to enforce on the Indians. Okay? So this is what they did to us. They wrote the freaking laws and the legislations, these bills, okay? These people who are foreigners on indigenous land. This Snyder bill basically, in essence, said that everyone born after this, everyone born is going to be made a United States citizen, okay? The term Indians, as used in this case, is meant all of the Indian inhabitants who reside on the present reservations of today. Is it? Can't really see that, bro. What? Sorry, people. I got a hard time trying to see this. The young and the old. I guess it's via the young and the old, the educated and the common. Okay, so pretty much everybody. All right. Young, old, rich, poor, you gonna serve. This is the mark of the beast, okay? Like, the economy was forced on us after they made us United States citizens. So now, after they make us United States citizens, we have to have a birth certificate, a social security card, and all of this, and this is what's required in order to get a job, to earn money, and pay bills, and all of these things, okay? Understand what they did. Alright? This Snyder bill forced all the freaking children to become United States citizens. This is how they forced us this is how we are prisoners of war. Okay? Because they forced this upon us. Now, hold on. The parents at the time refused to participate. So this is a letter written by our people. About this, okay? So, hold on. And the middle age class and the younger generation to whom the Snyder Bill is a weapon of destruction and misery. Okay? Let me read that again. The term Indians, as used in this case, is meant all of the Indian inhabitants who reside on the present reservations of today via the young and the old, the educated and the common, the middle-aged class and the younger generation, to whom the Snyder Bill is a weapon of destruction and misery, and which Snyder Bill is something Indians general is against, alright, is against our general welfare. And last and not least, the Indians' last remaining something, the gift of our white brethren, his freedom. So they basically saying, so you just gonna steal our freedom. You gonna take the freedom of the next generation. All right, this is what they did. All right, the younger generation to whom the Snyder Bill is a weapon of destruction and misery. All right. So this is what they did to us. They forced that upon us. They forced us to become United States citizens. Okay, and when they forced us to become a United States citizen, all non-citizen Indians born within the territorial limits of the United States be, and they are hereby declared to be citizens of the United States, provided that the granting of such citizenship shall not in any manner impair or otherwise affect a right of any Indian to tribal or other property. But they broke all of their treaties. Okay, so this is draped in robes of benevolence. All right. But it was nothing but tyranny. They've been inflicting nothing but tyranny upon us since they have invaded these lands. Okay? And I'm showing you how they did it. Alright? So this whole economic slavery, this was erected by them. After they forced us to become United States citizens, so now we have to participate in their economic system, and we're subject to their unjust laws and unjust system. Okay? Part of his speech, he said, which meant that the government was willing to undergird its white peasants from Europe with an economic floor. All right? This what they did. Those who established the system, they brought over all of these Europeans. So all of the bruh is absolutely insane. These were the incoming foreigners in 1790 to 1840. Okay, they were classified as free whites. Okay, whites, it was a classification of race. All right, so automatically they were classified as first class citizens, free on this land, the land of the free and the home of the brave for them. But for the indigenous people, it became a nightmare for us. Okay, and the world has not gave a damn about us. I'm gonna have to respond to that in a little bit. Alright, hold on a second. Oh, damn, did I finish reading that? I don't know if I did or not. I kind of got distracted there by the message. Let me pull this back up, bro. Where did it go? Where did it go? Dang it. How did I get to that? Oh, sakes. I'll have to read this later. Sorry, people. I wanted to make sure that I went over everything that I needed to go over in that post. Let's see. Oh, and plus, okay, never mind. I forgot that I actually had the picture saved on my PC. It's so good. So, I'm very saddened to see how many people I respect and learn so much from are completely complacent with an evil system that was forced upon us. You know, this reality is not all there is. The real reality is coming into fruition. Okay, this is what people need to understand. Okay, this was only allowed for a certain amount of time. These people got their time, they got their half a time. All right, the Father told us what to do. All right, and I took it back in the audio just a tad bit, so I'm going to replay that part. All right, because you need to understand. All right, let's go ahead and replay that little part.
Because, at any time, we could have humbled ourselves and repented and turned from our wicked ways and been obedient to the Most High, and He would have heard from heaven and healed our land, gathered us like a hen gathereth her chickens.
Yes, okay, 1 second. Let me pull this up. Bro, my PC is really annoying. Alright, now. If my people who are called by my name will humble themselves, pray, and seek my face. Does it say anything about marching? Does it say anything about protesting? See, our people pleaded back in when Christopher Columbus came over. We humbled our necks to these people. All right, we knew that they were coming because there were omens. We were given omens. There was all kinds of omens in the land. So we knew that these wicked people were going to be coming over here. I'm not trying to make this thing hella long, bro, but hold on. We had omens in this land, okay? 1 second. I'm not going to read all of this, but I'm just going to read this part right here, okay? 10 years before the Spaniards arrived here, an omen of evil first appeared in the heavens. It was like a tongue of fire, like a flame, like the light of dawn. It looked as if it were showering sparks, as if it stood piercing the heavens. It was wide at the base. It was pointed at the head, to the very midst of the sky. To the very heart of the heavens it stood reaching. To the very midpoint of the skies it stood stretched as it was seen. It was there to the east when it thus came. All right? I'm not going to read no more than that. All right? This is from the Florentine Codex, book 12. Okay? Big Judah had brung that out. All right? He's brung out a lot from the Florentine Codex. All right? He has these physical books. All right? And I was able to get a screenshot of what he brung out. I got several more pages of it. All right? You know, I'm just showing you. I'm not going to read it all, but I'm going to show you that I have this information. All right? All of these omens, the fifth evil omen, the lake water foamed up. All right? The wind did not make it foam up. It was as if the water boiled up, as if it boiled up with a crackling sound. Very far did it go as it rose upward, and it reached the bases of the houses, and it flooded. Crumbled the houses. This is the great lake which stretches about us here in Mexico. All right? So, yes, it's dealing with all the land over here in the fourth part of the earth. All right? And, you know, you can see this, a sixth evil omen, okay? All of these evil omens we were given in this land. I'm just showing you. I'm not going to read it all, okay? Just showing you, all right? Just showing you, all right? I'm showing you. We knew that they were coming to conquer, all right? And we did our best to humble ourselves, to be generous and kind to these people. And they came over and was completely brutal towards us, had not a compassionate bone in their body. All right? Of the island of Hispaniola, 1542. The Most High has created all of these numberless people to be quite the simplest, without malice or duplicity, most obedient, most faithful to their natural lords and to the Christians whom they serve, the most humble, most patient, most peaceful and calm, without strife, nor tumults, nor wrangling, nor querulous, as free from uproar, hate, and desire of revenge as any in the world. That sounds like the Messiah, doesn't it? That sounds like the holy people, don't it? Among these gentle sheep, gifted by their Maker with the above qualities, the Spaniards entered as soon as they knew them, like wolves, tigers, and lions, which had been starving for many days. And since 40 years they have done nothing else, nor do they afflict, torment, and destroy them with strange and new and diverse kinds of cruelty, never before seen, nor heard of, nor read of. The Christians, with their horses and swords and lances, began to slaughter and practice strange cruelty among them. They penetrated into the country and spared neither children, nor the aged, nor pregnant women, nor those in child labor, all of whom they ran through the body and lacerated, as though they were assaulting so many lambs herded in their sheepfold. They made bets as to who would slit a man in two, or cut off his head in one blow, or they opened up his bowels. They tore the babes from their mother's breasts by the feet, and dashed their heads against the rocks. Others they seized by the shoulders and threw into the rivers, laughing and joking. And when they fell into the water, they exclaimed, "Boy, O body of so-and-so." They splitted the bodies of other babes, together with their mothers, and all who were before them, on their swords. They made gallows just high enough for the feet to nearly touch the ground, and by 13s, in honor and reverence of our Redeemer and the 12 apostles, they put wood underneath, and with fire they burned the Indians alive. They wrapped the bodies of others entirely in dry straw, binding them in it and setting fire to it. So they burned them. They cut off their hands of all that they wished to take alive, made them carry them fastened on them, and said, "Go and carry letters," that is, take the news to those who have fled to the mountains. This is the type of wickedness that they were doing to us in this land, and it was allowed by the Great Spirit. Here's another account how we humbled our neck. This is from the book of Enoch, chapter 102. We hoped indeed to have been the head, but we have become the tail. We have been afflicted when we have exerted ourselves, but we have been devoured by sinners and the ungodly. Their yoke has been heavy upon us. Those have exercised dominion over us, who detest and who goad us. And to those who hate us, we have humbled our neck, but they have shown no compassion toward us. We have been desirous of escaping from them, that we might fly away and be at rest. But we have found no place to which we could fly and be secure from them. We have sought an asylum with princes in our distress, and have cried out to those who were devouring us. But our cry has not been regarded, nor have they been disposed to hear our voice, but rather to assist those who plunder and devour us, those who diminish and hide their oppression, who remove not their yoke from us, but devour, enervate, and slay us, who conceal our slaughter, nor remember that they have lifted up their hands against us. So you don't want to talk about the how and the why. Only want to focus on the here and now. But the Most High told us, if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves, pray and seek my face, turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven, and I will forgive their sin, and I will heal their land. See, he told us in prophecy that he would awaken us in the land of our captivity. Bro, y'all need to stop messing with me. The whole reason why the Most High allowed all of these things to happen to us, okay? Because we would not hearken unto the voice of the Most High. We wanted to serve the king of Babylon. Therefore, thou hast made good the words that was spoken by thy servants the prophets. Namely, the bones of our kings and the bones of our fathers should be taken out of their place. Yeah, they replaced us. They literally stole our identity, usurped us, alright, and they took our place. The worst of the heathen. Okay? So we live in a whole false-ass reality. Okay? And lo, they are cast out to the heat of the day, and to the frost of the night. And they died in great miseries, by famine, by the sword, and by pestilence. And the house which is called by thy name has been laid to waste, as it is to be seen this day, for the wickedness of the house of Israel and the house of Judah. Okay, under the whole heaven there has not been another nation done like unto us. Yea, all Israel have transgressed thy law, even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore the curse is poured upon us, and the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of God, because we have sinned against him. And he has confirmed his words, which he spake against us, and against our judges that judged us, by allowing upon us a great evil. For under the whole heaven has not been done as has been done upon Jerusalem. As it is written in the law of Moses, all this evil is come upon us. Yet we made not our prayer before the Most High our power, that we might turn from our iniquities and understand thy truth. Therefore the Most High watched upon the evil and allowed it to come upon us. For the Most High our power is righteous in all his works, which he doeth. For we obey not his voice. We chose to serve gods of bloodshed. We continue to pollute the land with blood. We killed the prophets who rose up and warned us of the great wickedness. So therefore all of this was allowed. And now, O Lord our power, that has brought thy people forth out of the land of Egypt with a mighty hand, and has gotten thee renown, as at this day we have sinned, we have done wickedly. But now it's going to be overturning. O Lord, according to all thy righteousness, I beseech thee, let thine anger and thy fury be turned away from thy city Jerusalem, thy holy mountain, because of our sins and for the iniquities of our fathers. Jerusalem and thy people are become a reproach to all that are about us. Nobody gives a damn about so-called African Americans. We are a reproach unto all nations. Now therefore, O our power, hear the prayer of thy servant and our supplications, and cause thy face to shine upon thy sanctuary that is desolate for thy sake. O my God, incline thine ear and hear. Open thine eyes and behold our desolations, and the city which is called by thy name. For we do not present our supplications before thee for our righteousness, but for thy great mercies and our righteousness, because there's a third of us that has chosen to turn from our wicked ways. Hold on a second. So all of this hell came upon us. All right? 1 second. O Lord our God, thou hast dealt with us after all thy goodness, and according to all thy great mercy of thine, as thou spakest by thy servant Moses in a day when thou did command him to write the law before the children of Israel, saying, if you will not hear my voice, surely this very great multitude shall be turned into a small number among the nations, where you will be scattered. For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of our captivities, we shall remember ourselves. So now we know who we are. We know what happened. We know that we live in a freaking false-ass reality. We know who stole our identity. And And we know that he is the Most High, our power. For he gave us a heart and ears to hear. And we have praised him in the land of our captivity. And we think upon his name. We have returned from our stiff-necked ways and from our wicked deeds, because we remember the way of our wicked ass forefathers, which sinned before the Most High. So therefore it is about our righteousness as well as thy great mercies, because he told us, if we humble ourselves, pray, and seek his face, and turn from our wicked ways, then he will hear from heaven. What is the opposite of wickedness? The opposite of wickedness would be righteousness. Okay? Therefore it is in righteousness that we present our supplication before the eyes of our Maker. And he will have mercy upon us, because we are not in vain lip service. We're living what we've been given to speak. For we are the living witnesses upon the earth that was prophesied to be awakened in the land of our captivity. O Lord, hear, O Lord, forgive, O Lord, hearken and do. Defer not from thine own sake, O my power, for thy city and thy people which are called by thy name. We have confessed our sins. We have turned from our wicked ways. Now he's going to overturn our captivity. He's going to bring us again into the land which was promised with an oath unto our fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And we will be lords of it. We will be increased. We will not be diminished. We shall no longer be ashamed. Fear not, for thou shalt not be ashamed, neither shalt thou be confounded, for thou shalt not be put to shame. For thou shalt forget the shame of thy youth, and shalt not remember the reproach of thy widowhood any longer. For thy Maker is thine husband, the Lord of hosts is his name, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. The Most High power of the whole earth, the rightful power of the earth, shall he be called. For the Most High has called thee as a woman forsaketh and grieveth in spirit, and a wife of youth, when thou wast refused, says the Most High power. For a small moment I have forsaken thee, but with great mercies will I gather thee. He ain't forsook us, not for eternity. No, he only turned his face from us for a period of time to allow our chastising by the worst of the heathen. He told us that this would happen. He said he will allow it into the hands of the strangers for a prey, and to the wicked of the earth for a spoil. Knew that they were polluted. Told us that they were polluted. Told us what they would do to us. Told us how they would invade all of our lands and steal everything from us and leave us desolate. Told us that he was going to turn his face from us and allow these wicked people to pollute his secret place, knowing that the robbers shall enter into it and defile it. Why? Because the land was full of bloody crimes, and the city was full of violence. We refuse to stop shedding blood. Shedding blood is a great transgression against to the eyes of the Great Spirit. We were instructed not to shed any blood. We were instructed not to kill. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as you do yourself. How can you love your neighbor as you do yourself and shed the blood of your neighbor? It's an impossibility. Wherefore I will allow the worst of the heathen, and they shall possess their houses. And I will also make the pomp of the strong to cease, and their holy places shall be defiled. Destruction came. We sought peace, and there hath been none. Until now, I have peace of spirit, and I have been instructed to speak. Now, know therefore and understand that from the going forth of the commandment to restore and to build Jerusalem unto the Messiah the Prince shall be 7 weeks, and 62 weeks, and the street shall be built again, and the wall even in troublous times. So during this switch, during this paradigm shift, do I still have that up, bruh? I'll bring it. Hold on. One second, people. I don't know why I keep closing this out. Alright. So we've been living in a paradigm that's in a process of shifting. Okay? So during this shift, we're gonna be in troublous times, but it's mainly gonna be upon the wicked. Okay? And the unrepentant. Alright? But the righteous are going to be looked out for and protected. All right? Divinely protected and looked out for. All right? Because this is going to be starting. The street shall be built again, and the wall, even in troublous times. We're in this time right now. And after 62 weeks shall Messiah be cut off, not for himself, and the people of the prince that shall come to destroy this. What? See, they ad-libbing, bro. They always got to freaking add and switch around our records. So hold on. Yeah, they switched around all our records, okay? Because this happened when the Messiah was here. Alright? And he shall confirm the covenant with many for 1 week, and in the midst of the week he shall cause the sacrifice and the oblation to cease, and for the overspreading of the abominations he shall make it desolate, even until the consummation, and that determined shall be poured upon the desolate. So this happened, okay? This happened. He caused the oblation with the Levitical priesthood to cease. All right. Now, so they switching shit around. Okay. This right here is starting now. All right. Even in troublous times, this is going to be the overturning of our tribulation. All right. Let me show you. Let's see. These two things are come unto thee. Who shall be sorry for thee? See, who pities so-called African Americans? All right, who bemoans us? Who says to restore us? Nobody. But them people, them people who get a lot of respect, you wanna say that they're the biblical people. How? Because you have had pity upon them. All right, there's all kinds of documentaries and movies and books and all of these things written about, their tribulation that lasted for way less time than our tribulation. They don't want to talk about the American Holocaust. Okay? For who shall have pity upon thee, O Jerusalem? Or who shall bemoan thee? Or who shall go aside and ask how you do? Who shall be sorry for thee? This is a people robbed and spoiled. They have become a prey. No one delivers. And they spoil. No one says to restore them. How come we're the only people that the whole world sneers at when it comes to reparations. Like, that's wild. But we're not the biblical people? How in the hell can you have such hatred and animosity in your heart for so-called African Americans, and you care not about all the tribulation and suffering, all of these numerous massacres? Hold on. All of these numerous massacres. All right, you see the time frames of this. This is after our lands were already invaded. All right, and then overran. Okay. Close that out. All right. So hold on. One second. So you see, like, it's absolutely crazy how people do not want to take accountability. Okay? Incoming foreigners to America, 1700s to the 1900s. Okay? See all the Europeans that invaded. Okay? And, then look at this again. The massacres. So now you invaded our lands, and then you began massacring us. Okay? Over and over and over. Alright? You invaded again. Let's go back over here. From the 1700s to the 1900s. Okay? So you the whole time that you pretty much been here, you started massacring us. After about 1800s, okay? I don't see any from the 1700s. Alright, you were just getting over here in the 1700s, and we were helping you. Okay? We were helping you. And then you just totally turned on us. Alright? You didn't care nothing about us. You just began massacring us. Repeatedly. Okay? So, we have become a prey. And no one delivers. We become a spoil. No one says to restore us. You don't want us to have our land back. You don't want us to have our resources back. For to do that is to right all this wrong that's happened. And you don't want that. See, you enjoy living in an upside down, backwards ass reality. Okay? Because it wouldn't be this. Alright? The only reason that this happened is because you destroyed the indigenous people and you are refusing to restore the indigenous people. These people are not indigenous to this land. Okay? So how in the hell are they the richest family in every state? Every last one of them are foreigners on our ancestral land. Okay? Do you not understand that this is all biblical prophecy? Now, if the fall of them be the riches of the world, now why they just got to put a pronoun there and say them? Like, why can't they put Israel, like who it really is? The fall of the biblical people. If the fall of the biblical people be the riches of the world, and a diminishing of the biblical people be the riches of the Gentiles, how much more our fullness? Why are we told that slavery is no excuse for our impoverished circumstances? Not just slavery, but raping, robbing, and murdering. All right, you stole our land. You didn't just put us in slavery. You stole our land and all of our resources and put us in slavery. Okay? So we can't ignore that. We can't ignore the fact that you invaded our land, you subjected us on our land, took control of all of our resources that were on our land, that's on our land, okay, that we were using freely, okay? You took control over that. You put value systems on that. You created this whole economic system, all right? Now, I'm not talking you per se, my listeners, but Europeans as a whole. It was Europeans that established this system. It was foreigners that established this system, okay? So why are we told that this is no excuse for our impoverished circumstances? That's straight up gaslighting and manipulation and deceit. That's completely disingenuous. Because you know what your forefathers did in order to establish themselves on top. Over and over and over, massacring us. You want to tell us to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps. Then when we're successful, you come bomb us. You come bomb our businesses. Black Wall Street. Oh, we know about that, and that happened several times. When we had successful communities, you destroyed it. But you don't think that we deserve any reparations. Who shall be sorry for thee? Who says to restore? No one. No one says restore them. This is a people seized and spoiled. For a prey, and none delivereth. For a spoil, none says to restore. You get politicians that go on national TV and proclaim that we don't deserve reparations. The fact that you people cannot see that we've been living in this paradigm is absolutely crazy. But that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you see. It's in the process of shifting right now. But I am very saddened to see how many people I respect and learn so much from are completely complacent with an evil system that was forced upon us. This reality is not all there is. This reality was created by the wicked. But the Most High told us well, all we had to do was humble ourselves, pray, and seek His face, turn from our wicked ways, and He will hear from heaven and He will heal our land. Well, that's what He's in the process of doing. He said He's going to bring us again into the land which was promised with an oath unto our fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We will be lords of it. We will be increased. We will not be diminished. We will not be ashamed whatsoever. We were destroyed. Who has comforted us? Thy sons have fainted. We lie at the head of all the streets as a wild bull in a net, full of the fury of the Most High, the rebuke of thy power. But the Most High says, therefore hear now this, thou afflicted and drunken, but not with wine. Thus says the Most High our power that pleadeth the cause of His people. Behold, I have taken out of thine hand the cup of trembling, even the dregs of the cup of my fury. Thou shalt no more drink it again. But it's going to go into the hand of them that afflict thee, which have said to thy soul, bow down that we may go over. And we have laid our body as the ground, and as the street to them that went over. These people know what position we have been in. Our body was laid as the ground, as the street, for them that went over. And now, they're about to reap all the destruction that they sown against us. And as they are reaping, we are going to be rising. So be wise, my people. You're in a valley of decision. Europeans, it's time to make your decision. Because all of this that happened to us, the reason why you have the riches of the world is because of our fall. All right? The reason why the Gentiles, the Europeans, are up on top very high in prosperity, you get freaking images of it. We're going to stop playing with us. Okay? The reason why you are able to come over here to the fourth part of the earth and get up above us very high is because of our diminishing. Okay? Yes. But how much more our fullness? We're told that none of this that happened to us is an excuse for our circumstances, as if it's not the very reason that the European nations and all other nations of Psalms 83 has been able to live on top of the economic system, enjoying their blessing. See, time's up for ignoring all of this. Oh, you can choose to continue to bury your head in the sand all you want, but we have the prophecies. And your prosperity was only for a certain amount of time, not for eternity. And the higher you are up on your pedestal, the harder your fall is going to be. And the lower we are in poverty. See, I've had 15 cents to my name in my bank account, in my checking account. I've had 15 cents to my name for a very long time. Okay? But now, I did get help in rising back up. I got internet again. It was a PayPal donation of $100. Okay? Well, I'll talk more about that later. All right? Now, all praises to the Most High. He resurrected me yet again. This reality is not all there is. The real reality is coming into fruition. Okay? Clearly, I am not lazy. Just because I recognize that we live in illusion. And I am doing something about it. I'm doing my part. Alright? And the street shall be built again, and the wall, even in troublous times. Okay? The righteous Gentiles will assist us. There's going to be an everlasting covenant with us, that He is going to be our power. We're going to be His people. And no longer will He ever drive us out of the land that has been given unto us. Bro, y'all always gotta hide stuff, man. We're still early on in this audio. I need to get it all out today. I want to try to get it all out. The calling of the Gentiles, the righteous ones. Alright. Now, we'll call them my people who are not my people, and I will call her my beloved who is not my beloved. Alright, now, and it will happen that in the very place where it was said unto them, you are not my people. Alright, and that's us. we here in this land, we're not seen as the Most High's people. All right? They've regulated us as 3/5 of a human being. Okay? But we are his people. All right? We're the children of light. We are the living witnesses. We are the biblical people that's been engrafted back into our natural branch. This is a problem with many of the Gentiles. See, they think that they replaced us. You did not replace us. You can come in amongst us, but you did not replace us. Okay? And I know how Christianity was used and Paul was used in order to, usurp the Israelites. But Paul tells you himself, all right, in the engrafting of the Gentiles. Now, if some of the branches have been broken off, and you Gentiles, being a wild olive shoot, have been grafted in among the others to share in the nourishment of the olive root, do not boast over those branches. You don't want to boast over the true biblical people and act like you replace us. I understand that we were all taught lies. I understand that we all live a false-ass reality. That's why you got to humble yourself like a child and let go of what it is you think you know. Because you've been unknowingly boasting against the natural branches. Europeans are not the biblical people. They do not fit the circumstances of the biblical people. They fit the circumstances of those who were used by the demonic realm to destroy the holy people, the biblical people. And the Great Spirit allowed it. Okay? So stop playing with us. You have not replaced us. Do not boast over the natural branches. If you do, remember this. You do not support the root, but the root supports you. Okay? We are here to help you. But we can't help you when you think that you have usurped us. Okay? Many of you saying in your heart, the branches were broken off so that I could be grafted in. And that's correct. We were broken off. And it wasn't because of unbelief, but it was because of disobedience. We were broken off because of disobedience. We broke the original pure covenant of no bloodshed. Okay? So therefore we were broken off. But you Gentiles stand by faith and righteousness. It ain't by faith alone. If you truly have faith in the Holy One of Israel, then you would be obedient to what he came to teach us. You would be keeping his commandments. Therefore, you would be living a righteous life. Okay? Do not be arrogant, but understand. Don't be afraid, because fear don't come from the Most High. All right? But don't be arrogant. Don't be puffed up in your pride and arrogance. You need to realize that the Most High living power did not spare us, did not spare the natural branches from that eternal law of sowing and reaping. So therefore, he's certainly not going to spare you either. Take notice, therefore, of the kindness and severity of the Great Spirit. Severity to those who fell, but kindness to you. Allowed all of y'all to flock on over here in the 17th into the 19th century. Got to live your blessing. You got to get up very high. Many of you got to buy your beach houses, your lake houses, your yachts, your private jets, okay? Get to go on vacations every year, sometimes several times a year. Take the whole family to Disney World. Get to travel the world and all of these things. You got to live your heaven on this earth at the expense of the indigenous people, and you have not gave a damn about us. The Great Spirit allowed this for a period of time. So yes, very kind to you. But you were supposed to continue in his kindness. But Gentiles, Europeans as a whole, have you continued in the goodness and kindness of the Most High? Have you shown forth divine love? Have you shown forth righteousness and goodness to his people and his land? As a whole, have you done this? No, you have not. We can look around at the state of the world in which we're living in and see what Europeans, the Gentiles, what you guys have done this entire time. Now, we have to speak as a whole because these are the people who are ruling. Okay? They took control over the earth. These are all Europeans. Okay? This is not to say that every single European is wicked. No. But you need to understand that those who set themselves up in authority and established this wicked ass system were all Europeans. Okay? You need to understand that. These are all Europeans. Okay? One second. Pull that one back up again. One second. And then, not to mention how you guys whitewashed all of real history. It's absolutely insane. One second. I know I got it somewhere. I already pulled it out. I'm trying to bring it back up. Yeah, here it is. So you see this? These are all Europeans. So you're going to stop playing with us. Okay? We're not saying each individual European today is wicked. No. But those who established this system, all those who established this are wicked. Okay? Yes. Yes. Okay? Every single one of these people who set themselves up in authority. Okay? One second. Bringing this back up again. Okay? Look at this. Richest family in every state. They are all European. I'm making a point. Okay? Richest people in the world. Again. They're all European. Okay? So stop playing with us. Alright? Okay? So now that we established that, as a whole, Europeans did not bring great civilization. Instead, they brought great destruction. The whole world, all creation, is groaning and moaning in agony and pain together until now. Okay? So clearly, it is not a righteous system. It's not a righteous world. Okay? It's everything contrary to the Great Spirit. So no, Europeans as a whole, you did not continue in the goodness and kindness of the Most High. Therefore, you are about to be cut off. Now, you are in a valley of decision. And you have an opportunity to hear this truth by the way of the Spirit. And it's done in love. I don't hate Europeans. I don't hate anybody. I am about truth. I am about justice. I am about love. Real love. I'm about the fruits of the Spirit. Compassion, love, mercy, empathy, true justice, free agency, keeping the eternal laws, not forcing your tyranny, not forcing your oppression. There's going to come an end to that. So you're in a valley of decision. And if you do not persist in disobedience, all right, hold on. Yeah, if you do not persist in disobedience to the eternal law, then you will be grafted in, okay? But you got to humble yourself, all right? You got to unlearn the wisdom of this world, all right? He told you that. Be not conformed to this world, okay? There's a whole bunch of scriptures that talk about it. Be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. That way you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of the Most High. Okay? For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with the Most High. Okay? For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with the Most High. Alright? Being born again means to unlearn what it is you think you know and relearn via the Spirit of truth. Jesus answered and said unto him, Verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born again, all right, it means to unlearn, okay? We are born into a false reality. So because we were born into a false reality and taught according to the wisdom of this world, we have to humble ourselves like children. Except you be converted and become as little children, you will not enter into the kingdom of heaven. Whosoever therefore shall humble himself as this little child, the same is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. Whosoever receives this little child in my name receiveth me. That means you have to humble yourself like a child and learn what it is you think you know and relearn via the Spirit of truth. Someone that has done this, okay? If you can receive the Spirit of truth, which I have been instructed to freely give to you, then you will receive the Father, okay? But if you shall offend one of us, which are obedient to him, it is better that a millstone was hanged about your neck, and that you were drowned in a depth of the sea. Woe unto the world because of offenses! For it must needs be that offenses come, that eternal law is in effect. We are in a paradigm to where all of these atrocities was allowed to build up and build up and build up and build up and build up until the children of light has been awakened in a land of our captivity. But woe to the man by whom the offense cometh. Okay? So when that cup is poured out upon you wicked people, it's going to be too late to repent at that time. The Most High Great Spirit is going to allow you to reap all that you have been sowing and all that your forefathers have sown for a long time. You're going to get double, for it has been declared. You're in a valley of decision now. He told you, unless you are converted and are born again, you will not see the coming kingdom. This ain't talking about being born again in the physical. It's talking about something spiritual. It's talking about unlearning what it is you think you know. Except a man be born of water, that's the Holy Spirit, and of the Spirit of truth, that's the baptism by fire, he cannot enter into the coming kingdom of the Most High. And the kingdom is within us. We are manifesting it outwardly. That which is born of flesh is flesh, and that which is born of spirit is spirit. We are to crucify our flesh and walk in the Spirit. Now, many of you did not continue in his kindness, all right? But if you choose to humble yourself and unlearn the wisdom of this world and receive the truth via the Spirit of truth, receive the reproof, allow it to humble you and correct you and change you, then the Most High will graft you in. Now this right here is talking about us. And if they put in these pronouns. If the biblical people do not persist in our disobedience, we will be grafted in. I have been grafted back into my natural olive tree. I am his vine. For the Most High is able to graft us in again. But the Gentiles, if you were cut from a wild olive tree and contrary to nature were grafted into one that is cultivated, how much readily will these, the natural branches, be grafted into our own olive tree? So boast not against the natural branches. You have not replaced us. I do not want you to be ignorant of this mystery, brothers, so that you will not be conceited. For a while, we were blinded. Okay? I like the KJV better than that. Hold on. I need the KJV, bro. Come on. Why y'all tripping? There it is. Bro, come on now. For I would not, brethren, that you should be ignorant of this mystery, lest you should be wise in your own conceits, that blindness in part has happened to Israel. It was prophecy that we would not know who we are for a period of time. All right? It was prophecy that we would be laying dead in the street for 3.5 days, 3.5 years, a time times and half a time, all while the Gentiles were able to just live lavishly and send gifts one to another. Okay? Revelations 11, starting in verse 8. And our dead bodies laid in the street of the great city, which is spiritually called Sodom in Egypt, where our Messiah was crucified. And they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see our dead bodies 3.5 days, 3.5 years, a times, and half a time, and shall not suffer our dead bodies to be put in graves. None says to restore. None pities us. None comes to check on us. None gives a damn about us. And they that dwell upon earth have been rejoicing over us, making merry, and sending gifts one to another, because these two prophets, both Israel and Judah, tormented them that dwelt on the earth. How do we torment you? Bro, I don't understand why they gotta do it like this. Like all the other records, like they changed this. This is crazy. Alright. So, let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the aged. Let our strength be the law of justice. Now, we went over several laws that these wicked people established and wrote their legislations and all of their crap that they did, their paper bulls, their dumb diverses, the manifest destiny, how they just came and just began expanding their territories that they didn't stole from us to begin with, their Snyder bill, where they forced the indigenous people to become United States citizens. They enforced economic slavery and all of these things that they done. They used their law of just us, okay? For that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth. Oh, what's their slogan? Survival of the fittest? Okay, that comes from Satan. That comes from Lucifer. That don't come from the Great Spirit. Therefore let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn. He is clean contrary to our doings. He upbraideth us with our offending the law, the eternal law, and objective to our infamy the transgressings of our education. He professes to have the knowledge of the Most High, the Great Spirit, the eternal living power, and he calleth himself a child of the Most High. He was made to reprove our thoughts. He is grievous unto us, even to behold, because his life is not like ours. His ways are of another fashion. We are esteemed of him as counterfeits. He abstaineth from our ways as from filthiness. He pronounces the end of the just to be blessed, and maketh his boast that the Most High is his Father. Let us see if his words be true. Let us prove what shall happen in the end of him. For if the just man be the Son of God, he will help him and deliver him from the hand of his enemies. All this time they've been saying to us, where's your God? Where's your God? Let us examine him with despitefulness and torture. Oh, they did this in their Inquisition, and the Most High allowed it. But see, no longer is he going to hold his tongue. Bro, I can just go all day with this, okay? I can go all day with this. The Most High said, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. And therefore says the Most High, I will surely avenge them, and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. You wicked people is about to be dealt with. Okay? Your time is up. Yeah, we are grievous unto them. Okay? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because these two prophets tormented them that dwelt on the earth. The wicked, okay? Yes, the wicked. We torment the wicked with a spirit of truth. All right? And after 3 days and a half, times, and half a time, the Spirit of life from the Most High entered into us, and we have stood upon our feet in great boldness, and great fear is falling upon you, which see us. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him, and made no account of his labors. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all they looked for. Why is it going to be so far beyond all that you looked for? Because you live a false reality. You live in illusion. All those who you look to as your prominent leaders, those who set themselves up in authority, they committed identity theft. So you are looking to the wrong people. That's why it's going to be so far beyond all you looked for. You're going to be astonished when the true biblical people is truly revealed. We're being revealed now. You can't refute this truth. You're going to be repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit. You're going to say within yourselves, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision and a proverb of reproach. We fools accounted his life madness and his end to be without honor. You're going to ask yourselves, how is he numbered among the children of God and his lot among the saints? You're going to know that you have erred away from truth. You're going to know that the light of righteousness has not shined unto you. You're going to know that the Son of Righteousness rose not upon you. You're going to know that you reared yourself in a way of wickedness and destruction. Yeah, you're going to know that you have gone through deserts where there lay no way. But as for the way of the Most High, you have not known it. You're going to ask yourself, what has your pride and your arrogance profited you? You're going to ask yourself, what good has your riches, which your saving, brought you? All of those things are going to pass away like a shadow, and as a post that hastens by. Because whatever is now is nothing. Oh, let's go up here. These people right here. For if we endure, the children of light, if we endure and persevere in his reverence and do not forget the eternal law, the times will change over us for good. And the whole world is going to see the consolation of Zion. Because whatever is now is nothing. But that which shall be is very great. For everything that is corruptible shall pass away, and everything that dieth shall depart, and all the present time shall be forgotten, nor shall there be any remembrance of the present time, which is defiled with evils. For that which runneth now runneth into vanity, and that which prospereth shall quickly fall and be humiliated. All those things are about to pass away like a shadow, and as a post that hastens by. You see what has befallen Zion. You see what has happened to Jerusalem. You see how the Most High did not spare us from reaping what we had sown. When it came to that eternal law, we reaped all that destruction. And now you nations are facing yours. You are in a valley of decision, whether you realize it or not. We have stood upon our feet in great boldness. We heard the voice from heaven. We heard him. He said he was going to awaken us in the land of our captivity. Yeah. So we heard him. We decided to answer the call. I decided to answer the call on my life. And ascending up to heaven in the cloud is elevating in the spirit and in truth. All while my enemies behold me, and they hate me, because they are complacent in conformity, in superficiality, in a false reality. But great judgment is getting ready to come upon the wicked. So blindness in part happened to us until the fullness of the Gentiles be come in. And your fullness have come in. Let me show you why your fullness have come in. Is that Nephi? 3 Nephi. Blessed are the Gentiles because of their obedience and faith. If you have real faith, then you would obey. Alright? If you are a righteous Gentile, then you will be walking in obedience. Alright? And you will be having faith in the Messiah, in the Holy Spirit, which witnesses unto you of him and of the Father. Behold, because of your faith, says the Father, and because of the disobedience of the house of Israel in the latter days, all right, the truth came to the Gentiles. All right, it was the latter days in the late 14th century. All right, understand, we were at the last days then, because that was the times of the Gentiles still. Okay, but the times of the Gentiles is the latter part of the prophecy of Daniel. Understand what I'm saying? 1 second. Let me see if I can pull up an illustration. Do you see this? The head of gold, Babylon, the breast of silver, Persia, the thighs of brass, Greece. Okay, so the Greek captivity started here. The legs of iron, Rome. Okay, the legs of iron, Rome. That was when the Messiah was on the scene. Okay, the promised anointed one. But in the late 14th into the 15th century, that was the last days, because that was when they were allowed to come over to the fourth part of the earth, the final land, all right, that was allowed to be invaded, all right, that was the last days, okay, so you need to understand the context of this, all right, so we're basically at the end, okay, now the living witnesses is risen, I'm showing you, all right, now, all right, so, the latter day shall the truth come unto the Gentiles, that the fullness of these things shall be made known unto them. Alright? So you guys were allowed to come over here. And you have free agency. You could have chosen to do righteousness as a whole. But as a whole, you did not do righteousness. And the Great Spirit knew that as a whole, your people would not do righteousness. Let me check my time, bro. I'm a little over 2 hours. Oh my gosh. All right. So all of it was biblical prophecy. We were already forewarned about what would all happen to us at the hands of your forefathers, okay? And at your hands today. Because to this day, you still, majority of you, refuse to restore us. You refuse to show any kind of love, compassion, mercy, empathy, any of that to us, okay? You want to stick with the status quo. You want to continue to call us black people. You want to continue to call us African Americans. All right? You want to continue to look down upon us like we are 3/5 of a human being. Okay? You want to continue to believe the false ass reality that Europeans established civilization. No, they established freaking colonization. All right? Which took away great civilization. Destroyed great civilization. Okay? Now, but woe says the Father unto the and it has nothing to do with belief, okay? The disobedient, okay? Those who do not continue in the goodness of the Father. Woe unto the Gentiles who did not continue in the goodness of the Father. For notwithstanding, they have come forth upon the face of this land, and have scattered my people who are of the house of Israel. And my people who are of the house of Israel have been cast out from among them, and have been trodden under foot by them. Okay? And because of the mercies of the Father unto the Gentiles, and also of the judgments of the Father upon my people who are of the house of Israel, the biblical people, the true biblical people, verily, verily, I say unto you, that after all this, and I have allowed my people who are of the house of Israel to be smitten, and to be afflicted, and to be slain, and to be cast out from among you, and to become hated by you, and to become a hiss and a byword among you. Thus commandeth the Father, that I should say unto you, at that day when the Gentiles shall sin against my gospel, and shall reject the fullness of my gospel, and shall be lifted up in the pride of their hearts, above all nations, and above all the people of the whole earth, and shall be filled with all manner of lyings, and of deceits, and of mischiefs, and of all manner of hypocrisy, and murders, and priestcrafts, and whoredoms, and of secret abominations. And if they shall do all of these things, if they shall do all of those things, and shall reject the fullness of my gospel, behold, says the Father, I will bring the fullness of my gospel from among them. This has happened, okay? You have been usurped spiritually, for the children of light has been awakened in the land of our captivity. Okay, hold on. We're going to continue this right here. Alright. Verse 11. Alright. And then, well, I remember my covenant. It just continues, okay? It just continues. Hold on. Right here. Alright, because that's verse 10. Alright. 3 Nephi 16. All right, 3 Nephi 16, 11 through 13. All right, then will I remember my covenant, which I have made unto my people, O house of Israel, and I will bring my gospel unto them. Okay, remember how we read in Romans, how we can be regrafted into our natural branch, our natural tree, the natural olive tree. Okay, this prophecy has been fulfilled. We have been grafted back into our tree. And I will show unto you, O house of Israel, that the Gentiles will not have power over you, but I will remember my covenant unto you, O house of Israel, and you shall come into the knowledge of the fullness of my gospel. So now we hold the oracles of the Great Spirit. Now, if you Gentiles will repent and return unto him, saith the Father, behold, you shall be numbered among us. Okay? Among us. That means you have to cleave to us. You'll be numbered among us. All right? You will be the portion of the Most High. Okay? Now, 1 second. You will have a resting place, and in that day there shall be a root of Jesse, who shall stand as a banner to the people, for the Gentiles shall seek him. You righteous Gentiles are seeking the vine, those of us who came back to the original covenant, who he has given his oracles to. You want to seek the children of light. We are here for you. Okay? We are your resting place, and your resting place shall be glorious. Isaiah 11:10. Okay? Now, bro, I wasn't even trying to go off into all of this. I flow by way of the Spirit. Alright, so we see that your fullness came in. Alright? We have the oracles now. Okay, now. Where's the other one? Hold on. Bruh. Dang, come on now. This is slowing me down, bro. Come on. I need the KJV again. Oh, goodness sakes. Alright, now. So, you can see it's the same thing. Alright, 1 second. Let me close this one out. Alright, so, and so all Israel will be saved, as it is written. Okay? Now, when it says all Israel will be saved, that's the righteous Gentiles that come in amongst us. Okay? The deliverer will come from Zion, and he will remove godliness from Jacob. And this is my covenant with them when I take away their sins. Okay? But you have to humble yourself as a child and repent. Unlearn the wisdom of this world. Repent. Choose to do righteousness. Okay? Choose to do good. Alright? So that way you'll be counted amongst the children of light. Alright? Now, when you're counted amongst the children of light, you're going to be with us. Alright? You're going to be delivered with us. Alright? Because he is going to heal our land. He's forgiving our sin. He's going to heal our land. The Gentiles that cleave unto us will be delivered with us. But these wicked people about to be dealt with. Alright? All the wicked is about to be dealt with. So all you righteous Gentiles, okay? Oh, goodness. You're in a valley of decision. Okay? You can either choose to go with the wicked, veer off to the left with the wicked. You know, these wicked people stick with the status quo, veering off to the left there. Or you come with us, cleave to the children of light, because we are here for you. Okay? Now, we're going to get back to the audio, but I'm going to be starting a new one. Well, not a new one. I'm going to be starting up another video. Alright, 1 second. Okay. So the choice is yours. Alright? Many of you are ignoring the children of light to your own detriment. We have been risen up to give you an option. Your leaders, these wicked people who set themselves up in authority, Then I give you but one option. Okay? Their way or no way. However, the eternal living power of love, life, and all things good has us hidden ones here. We're being used to give out life rafts before imminent destruction upon the wicked. Okay? I suggest you take heed. Now, I will be starting this back up in momentarily. Okay? Shalom.